Hi there, this is Fred, FR5ED, the 5 is silent, here with a beer review. First of all, this is Florida. It's July. It's late afternoon, early evening, and guess what's happening? Thunderstorm. Technically I should shut down everything, unplug it, but we do have surge protection on the outside, you know, where the line comes in the house, and then here where the computer's plugged in, so technically I'm paying to be covered, not to be obliterated by the lightning. See how that works. It's been working so far. Today, back on track, I'm looking at, I don't know why I always say I'm looking at, I'm reviewing, tasting a beer. This is by LaTrappe. It is one of the 7, well actually there are 8 monasteries. 7 are Belgian and 1 is actually in Holland, I believe, and that's this one, LaTrappe. But they're all considered Trappist ales. There's only 8 monasteries in the world that call themselves Trappist, and this is one of them. Even though this isn't one of the 7 in Belgium, it is actually in Holland, I believe. Anyway, in San Francisco, there is a place called LaTrappe, and they serve, I forget how many different beers. There are about 400 different beers, but this is definitely one of the specialties. This is their top seller there. I went there with my daughter 2 years ago. No, it was September of 2010. That my older daughter and I went there. It's a favorite place of my son-in-law, her husband, and this is one of the epiphanies that I had that opened my eyes to craft beer, because prior to this I had not been drinking craft beer. I'd been drinking crap beer, pale American lagers, and as one brewery puts it, people who drink pale American lagers don't like the taste of beer, they just like to pee a lot. I think that's true. Anyway, this is one of the 3 bullet points of my epiphany. Actually, a year and a half or so earlier, when I was in California visiting, my son-in-law did get me to taste some beers outside my normal range, and I remember them tasting different, but they didn't flip the switch. This was the first one that flipped the switch. I had 2 other things after that I won't go into now, I've gone into before, but this was the real big beginning of my adventure into craft beer. The rain is pounding against the window. If you hear crashes and booms, that's just a typical afternoon Florida storm. Let's open this up. By the way, this is, oh, before I open it up, let me just read you a little bit. On Rate Beer, it's rated a 99 overall and a 94 in style. The commercial description is brief. It says, the strongest of the special beers, its flavors full, mild, and pleasantly bitter. Quadrupel is presently available in the autumn, is bottled by the year, and is perfect company for those long winter evenings. Wow, I'm in Florida, it's summertime, so that doesn't apply, but we're going to have it anyway. And then on Beer Advocate, it's rated a 91. Now that's after 742 reviews, has not been rated by the brothers. Back on Rate Beer, it's after 1,547 reviews. So, you know, fair amount of reviews. I did mention I believe it's 10% ABV. Let's open it and move on and finish up. All right, here we go. Now, it's been a while since I tasted this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, good job. It's going to hold there. About a 12-finger head on that. Oh, forget the Duvel logo. This is not Duvel, but it's a great large 22-ounce tulip, perfect for these, you know, Belgian Trappist and Abbey ales. Wow, that's just not going to settle down, is it? Okay, well, let's give it a look. First of all, it's hazy. I have to wonder if that's bottle conditioned. It's a brown color, and there is some particulate in there. That definitely leads me to believe that it is bottle conditioned. I can just see a little bits of particulate swirling in there. Okay. That would be a light brown color. Yeah, pretty much as you see it on the screen there. Let's give it a smell. Why does rhubarb come to mind? That's weird. It's kind of a sour smell. You know, not bitter, but a kind of a sweet sour smell. It's hard, you know, there's no room to really smell anything in here yet because of the head. Let me see if I swish this around if that'll settle down a little. It's a sweet tart type of a smell. I can smell the sweet candy sugar in there, but the tart is making me salivate a little bit. Wow, I'd have to stick with that kind of a rhubarb, sweet sour type of an aroma. I got visions of my grandmother from Wisconsin, her rhubarb pie from when I was 13 years old. Weird. A little bit of molassesy caramel smell. And I can't really go beyond that, but if you combine a sweet sour type of an overall aroma, and I say rhubarb, you know, that's just what came to mind, and a little bit of molassesy caramel smell, I'm going to stick with that. That's about as far as I can go. Let's taste it. Definitely a sweet side to it. It's well carbonated. I do get the feeling this was bottle conditioned. Lingering sweetness, not cloying. It's not overly sweet. I mean, you're going to expect that the Belgian ales are going to have a very complex flavor and a tendency towards a sweetness. There is the hint of sourness there. Wow. The balance, I shouldn't use the word balance, the ratio of the sweet to sour is definitely on the sweet side with a touch of sour. So it's not like a 50-50 sweet and sour. It's definitely sweet, a little bit sour. Figs. I don't know if I taste rhubarb because I can't remember what rhubarb tastes like. So I don't know why I remember what it smelled like. That is very complex. It's got a heavier than medium mouthfeel. Very coating. Instead of like with an IPA where you're hit with bitterness and left with a lingering bitterness, you're hit with a sweetness and you're left with a lingering sweetness. Wow. I understand how this got my attention. This is so far removed from a typical rice corn based watered down, absolutely can't be called beer, but they get away with it here in the US, crap stuff by the big three. This is so far removed from that you wouldn't recognize it if you thought that was beer. This is fabulous. This is just so sippable and enjoyable. Anyway, that's it for this review. This is LaTrappe Quadrupel Konigshoven Quadrupel Trappist Ale, and it is fabulous. Give it a try. This is Fred, FR5ED.